Alright, so today's video, we're watching a Gold 1 support on PC, playing Ana on Dorado. They say, hey, I've been trying to get out of Gold 1 for a while now, and most of my games I have the most heal, and so in this game I tried to focus a lot more on damage, but trying not to lose out on heals, which I feel worked quite well, which, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you can find a balance, that's what it's about, right? I'm not too far behind the other supports healing-wise, but I have a lot more damage, and I also feel like my sleeps, nanos, and nades had a lot of impact. In the end, the match was super close and could have gone either way. However, I feel like our DPS could have watched out for our backline a bit more and played better in general. I also need to know if I should keep this playstyle with Honor or if I should focus more on heals. I hope you enjoy. All right, we'll see. I mean, I think like every game will play differently on when you should do more damage, more support. Like it depends on the playstyles of your teammates, things like that. So we'll see though. We'll see how it goes. All right. So far, this is fine. You're doing what you gotta do. You're going for damage. I get it. Genji behind you. Widow on your Genji. You're good. Your Mercy can take care of healing your Widow. Yeah, worry about your Ryan at that point. Like, your Mercy has that, and if your Mercy doesn't, then that's gonna be more on what your Mercy's doing there, then it's gonna be on you not healing your Widow. Like, you're gonna be the one that's gonna basically keep your tank alive and be able to put those pop heals in, and then you can find spots. So far, though, well, this weapon's kind of cool. I never got this one, but it looks cool. I like the sound. I like the sound. On the top right. This is fine. Doing a little bit of damage to start. Be careful of, like, isolating yourself here. You're a little bit hard focused now, because that Genji's behind you, and you heard the Genji for a while. So, like, let's talk about this very quickly. You mentioned a little bit earlier, you said, hey, like, I think my DPS could appeal for my supports more. But, like, to be honest with you, I think one thing that you're doing wrong in that situation is, like, you heard that Genji behind you for a while, right? You can get mad at your, you know, your DPS for not helping you a little bit there. At the same time, that Genji was apparently there for a while, and you didn't really reposition yourself. So I want you to recognize next time when you hear that Genji, like, it's a good opportunity to kind of, like, readjust your position rather than hyper-focus the Hanzo. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they were pushed up very far up there, right? And then you hear the Genji, so it's like, you can make those adjustments a lot sooner. And yeah, while you can get some help from your DPS at that point, that Genji was there for like 30 seconds. You could hear him in the back line. Okay? Good job. Make sure to use your ping on the hazard. I don't know if I have the pings on or not, but nice sleep. On a grenade. Nice. Good job. Okay, nano someone. I just want you to nano someone. I don't care if it's Ryan. I don't care if it's just nano someone. Big slam. Reason why I like to nano someone there, you aren't really playing any combo. You know, you're not gonna nano your Junkrat. You can technically save nano EMP with a little extra damage on the burst, but nano Ryan, why not? Give yourself opportunity. That Ryan will allow to get space. You have it now though, so like it's all hindsight because now you have nano still and your teammates won. But as Chad knows, I'm very much about the more aggressive ultimates. You know, not every ultimate needs to be like this like team wiping like, or sorry, like, you know, wipe them all out in 1 second type of ultimate. Like, hey, you gotta kill that. Sometimes I can win the whole team fight. And like that kind of was proof there that it happens because if you didn't notice, the Rhine gets the kill on Genji and then boom, you win the team fight. All it was one shatter. One shatter by the Rhine changes that whole team fight. Being on cart's fine here. You can also try to go high ground at a certain point, but if you're on cart, you're on cart. Nothing you can do about that one. Nano your Rhine now. That Rhine's close. Nano Rhine. Don't need a Nano Rhine anymore. Okay. Pause for 1 second here. It worked out. But let your Rhine, I don't know if anybody's ever had this where an Ana hits a good sleep and then you're like, oh, perfect, I can follow up, and then the Ana throws a grenade and then it kind of ruins the play and you don't get the kill, whether it's a charge or like, no, you sleep a Genji and then you throw a grenade but then go into deflect mode and survive. How do I know this? I'm that Ana sometimes. I'm like, oh, I hit a good sleep. Here's an Ana grenade to go with it. Oh no, my charge and Reinhardt missed. Whoops, my bad. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect to, like, yeah, I mean, you're right too, because I didn't even think about that point of like, if you expect your Genji, or not your Genji, your Junkrat and Sombra to peel for you, that's not going to happen. And that's why I said, like, every game's going to play a little bit differently in how that plays and, like, what I suggest. So, like, if your DPS or that DPS line, just your positioning becomes even more key, right? Your decision-making becomes even more key. Nano, Rhine. 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 Nano Ryan. There you go. Thank you. You should have done that sooner. Again, your team gets away with it. But if you nano your Reinhardt right away, that's a guaranteed team fight. Big slam alert. Big slam. Like, you nano your Ryan there to get the space creation. You have to think about what it does. You don't need to nano them because they're getting low. You need to nano them in so they can go and make a play so you can guarantee the point. Again, I talk about it all the time. I'd rather you win a team fight using your ultimates than to sit there and say you should have used it sooner. Or use it in general. Okay? There you go. Nice. Didn't honor grenade that time. Free kill. Good job. That's what I was talking about. That's going to be a tough one on point. Might be hecked. You went with the sleep perk. See, I like the double grenade perk, but I mean, that's all good. It's funny, actually. You said you wanted to go a more DPS build here and, like, be more DPS-centric. Then you went the sleep one. Which I guess, technically, the sleep one can be good for, like, following up on a sleep kill. But I feel like the double grenade one really opens up that DPS play style even more. Allows for more aggressive grenades. Again, playstyle preference, but... Now remember, their Ryan probably has Shatter. That sleep was actually, looked like it was close, so I'm not even mad about that one. Oh, you said Honor Grenade was on cooldown, was it? I thought it was up after a certain point, but maybe I was looking wrong. Nice Honor Grenade. Good sleep. Did Ryan just... Did I see that correctly? Did you sleep the Reaper in front of you? Oh, big slam. Did that Ryan just use the shield bash to wake up the Reaper after you slept him? Don't be afraid of Nano. Nano. That was amazing. It did like 4 damage to the Reaper. That was great. Throw an Honor Grenade once you get it. You're about 3 seconds away. You don't even need it. They'll be dead before then. Also, like, is this what you envision as like a DPS playstyle on Ana? Because if you're asking me if this is fine, this is normal for me. This is totally fine. There's more to this game, so maybe that shifts. But, like, so far, I've had 0 problems, like no issue with how you're playing this. If this is considered DPS Ana, your teammates are going to be glad that this is what your DPS Ana vision is. This is not what I was imagining. Again, there's a lot of game left, but I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but I think so far this has been fine. All right. Good sleep. Good Honor Grenade. Yep. Keep focused on your Sigma for a bit. Just get your Sigma up to full HP. Try to help your Sigma and your Sim. They're both kind of in a aggressive spot. Good job. I want to give you advice in this one because I think that there's a way you can approach Honor Grenade there where I think you're better off actually using your Honor Grenade aggressively on the Reaper. Think about this. If you use your nade aggressively, it's probably going to force the Reaper to fade. And if Reaper doesn't fade, you can turn the team fight. And you're going to heal yourself. Rather than kind of like back away, kind of wait till you're super low HP and then throw it on a grenade. I think you're in a much better spot there if you just like throw it aggressively to force the play on Reaper. Now, if Reaper uses fade, that's a different story, right? Actually, no, it's not. I still would do that because then you're going to prevent them from lifestealing and they're going to be even more pressured out. So you did it with Rhine too, where like you were waiting on your Reinhardt to get to low HP and then use your nano. You don't need to wait for that burst heal you get from that. I'll make it work. Do me a favor, if you sleep somebody, don't stand there like that. I know they didn't kill you on the other team, but again, we're setting you up for like better like habits going forward. If you sleep somebody in front of you, I recommend not just standing there and looking at them because that's how you get headshot by a Widow. That's how the other Ana sleeps you from spawn and then you get, you know, 2-shot by a Sojourn, right? Nice sleep. Good purple. Nice. On a grenade. Nope, you're good, you're good. Yeah, they got the point. That was that. Honestly, though, that's not even a bad play by your team. It's just a good play by Mauga. Straight up. Again, sometimes you just have moments in Overwatch where you make your team plays fine, the other team just makes a better play. That's it. There's a soldier behind you. Your position is not good, just so you know. Like, this is not good. Not going to get much better with this one. I wouldn't even nano your Sigma there, but This is a unique one for me because I want to point out to you that while you nano here, I think you're going to end up losing this team fight overall. I could be wrong, and it could be a hindsight situation, but I guess I have a different philosophy there where I'm just like, yeah, we're already too far up here. I think we're going to end up losing this team fight overall. But again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say again this VOD, but your teammates pop off, so all hindsight because it worked out. Sometimes it just works out for your team. So, yep. Even if the play to me is like not the best play at that point, if it works, it works. So that's the way to go. Also, that Reaper just rolled you. That Nano gave you an extra like 40 seconds of holding the point and a solid retake on second point Dorado. I can't complain about that. There you go. Yeah, I'll be real with you. Like, you want me to talk about this? I'm not even worried about your DPS play style that you're applying to. Honestly, this is fine. You need to work on your positioning. I'm the other team right now. If I see you like this, I'm like, holy crap, this is a free kill. Look where you're at. Like, it's the same for their Ana. Like their Ana, even though is technically better position, but like, you know, like, let me think of a good spot. Like, you're here, right? You're retaking. This is what you do. You're playing Dorado. Here we go. You walk out of spawn doors. If you find your default option is to just do this, walk out of here, take a right and follow this road down, you're going to put yourself in a bad spot. Sometimes you're going to lose team fights. So what you do is you practice your pathing. You have two options. You go out of spawn doors, you go right door, you go up here, you go through, and you take the high ground. Now, granted, if they have map control, it's harder to do that. So what you do is you go like this, you go up here, you path out to the left side, you go to the left side. So you got to understand why they're playing close. I mean, honestly, the flanks they've had hasn't even been that bad. It's been like a Reaper ulted them, and then they had bad position at one time and died to a Genji. For the most part, the DPS on their team are kind of all over the place, so it's not even like that, right? Now you're up here, right? You're in a spot where you want to be more DPS-centric. You can shoot at the Sojourn from this angle. You help your team. You move over a little bit. You now have full vision of your team. You have the high ground control to see where their whole team's playing at. You can throw aggressive grenades. You can zoom in and do aggressive damage. And your left side's clear for now. I'm more concerned about your positioning where you end up here in default like this, when in reality you have so much more opportunity to do this.
Keep fighting.
Have a good time, Koala. Hope everything goes well with your appointment. Heck yeah. Enjoy, enjoy. If you're asking me if like that is a fine play by you, this is fine. I am not concerned about your DPS on a play style that you're doing. This is normal to me. Like, this is fine. Right? I think this is totally fine, in my opinion. Yeah, I think, like, it's going to be your positioning, and that will be fixed, or at least it can be. Listen, DPSing as a support is all just about finding the timing in between nothing happening or when your teammate's ahead. If you do that, you're going to be in a fine spot, right? It's when you force the DPS too much that becomes an issue. Also, you mentioned, like, you know, my DPS should be able to help with backline stuff. I mean, that, like, they can't help with that right there, right? You're in the middle of the open. Like, that's, like, normal for a Reaper to get that kill. That's not on your DPS to kill that. That Reaper just makes a good play, right? Again, that's why I'm talking about your positioning and trying to path the correct way. Because if you start pathing the correct way, you end up in a much better spot. Does that make sense? I don't know how we just ended up there, but we ended up there. My coffee cup hit my keyboard, and we just ended up in the middle of the open. Down a grenade. Your team's dead here, probably, so just do your best to build ult charge here, and that's fine. Nice sleep on the Diva. Good job. Regardless, I mean, that's a they're going to win the team fight situation. You're just building up ult charge and seeing if you can get a couple kills to help your retake be a little bit better. That's fine. And any kill there's good, and you got one from your team. He's getting a good bath in today, Selly, huh? He's getting a good clean in. Position in here. Play it. Don't go past this little choke area for a while. Reaper behind you. You heard the Reaper. Okay, side note. You've already heard the Reapers behind you. You haven't made an adjustment. This is what I mean, like, where if I'm in this situation and I hear that Reaper teleport behind me, what I will do is I will make an adjustment here. I'm going to go, okay, I know a Reaper's behind me. I need to find a way to position better, right? So you know your Sigma's over here fighting a Diva. I need to start straying away a little bit this way, right? Your positioning is not going to be good at any point here because of that. But the moment I heard that Reaper, I'm going to start doing this because that Reaper's going to go for you. You heard him. The Reaper's behind you. Like, you see how I didn't even, like, know where the Reaper was and I was watching from the honest point of view? You could tell the Reaper was there. So what you're going to do is you're going to back away this way. What's going to happen here is you're going to be a little bit out of position, but if you do it right, you're going to gravitate towards your Sigma, which is going to help against the D.Va. This is going to allow for you to have a little bit more survivability, and maybe your Sigma can help with appeal. So that's what you have to do in this situation. But if you stay here and you don't move, there's a good chance this Reaper goes behind you and kills you. What can your DPS do to help in that situation if they're already trying to go out here and make plays to begin with? Actually, I say that, and your Junkrat looks like he's having a ball. But still, let's see what happens. I mean, hey, honestly, I don't even know if you meant to do it the way we explained it, but it worked. So look what happened. You made the rotation early. You didn't need help from your DPS. I mean, your DPS didn't help with that. And now you're fine, and you're in a good spot. Look at that. All a great rotation, great pathing, great everything. That was excellent. Good job. And again, do you see how you're on a dominant high ground right now with good positioning? Do you see how you're on a dominant high ground with good position? Now, keep in mind, you had to go to the cart there. That's fine. I get that part. But, like, do you see how much better that was? How when you had that vantage point, like, they're not on you? Great rotation by you. Obviously, it didn't go as planned, but I thought you played... Excuse me. I thought you played that well enough for me to be happy with, is what I'm saying. You gonna do the play test later? Heck yeah. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, we'll be trying it out today, too. What were the OWCS matches you were talking about, chat, by the way, that's happening today? I didn't even know there was anything on for OWCS. Yep, Rock. Okay, so let's talk about this. If you're asking me, is it fine to DPS the Pharah there? In this situation, the answer is yes. That was fine. But what was the problem? You have the ability to react to what you're hearing there, right? Like what your teammates did. Now, obviously, you have music on, etc. That's fine. But like that Reaper teleporter behind you, you heard them. I heard the voice line, and your reaction was to stay scoped in. Your DPS can't help with that, right? You have the right idea at first with the Pharah. The moment you hear that Reaper teleport, you need to start straying this way, right? That's where your help is. Or option B, drop down here because you see that you have a safety net here, right? It's fine. And then you back up and you go here. See what I'm saying? The one play you can't do is stay scoped in the little hallway where it's a free kill. All right? Thankfully, your Mercy reses you, so you can kind of keep this team fight going. But that's what I'm trying to say is like, you know, your timing of DPS on the Pharah was fine. The moment the Reaper was behind you, that's when you have the peace out. Nice sleep. That was huge. Good sleep. Also, that was amazing that your Genji managed to do just enough damage not to kill that Pharah. Also, sometimes it just happens, all right? I assume you were mad about the sleep thing there. I've had it happen to me. As much as my sleeps get woken up, I've woken up sleeps. Sometimes it's just accidental. Ask any projectile player how many times they accidentally wake up a hero. Because projectile has a travel speed, so you're like spamming, and then the sleep happens, and you're like, no! Good grenade. That's fine with me. I was gonna say, is there a Pharah right next to you? Again, I can hear him, and I'm like, I think that Pharah's right there. Ooh, good ult. Banana grenade, huge. Nano your Sigma. Or your Genji. Anybody on your team. Nano. 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 Hit the nano button. Let's go ahead and nano one of our teammates here. Nano. Yep. Nano your teammates here. I'd like to see you nano. Let's hit that nano button here. Yep. Because it's last team fight, so if you win the team fight, it's over. Right? But if you give them opportunity, they're going to win. Oh, and we save nano. You want me to be honest with you? You win that team fight if you nano that. Straight up. Even if you just nano the Genji, that Genji's going to get blade. One dash. Boom. Blade. Nano. There's a chance you could lose it. But I say your chances are about 80 to 90% if you ult that. Straight up. Now you have Nano Blade, so you might just win off of Nano Blade. Nope, there goes that play. And it's funny because, chat, the Genji just goes and does and blades and dies. What happened there? It's funny because we just had this conversation earlier. The Ana path this way instead of going up this way, in which the Genji off the initial burst would have been in line of sight for the Nano Blade. If you just did the path that we had mentioned earlier. You go up these stairs, boom. Nano Blade. Says, I think you just wanted to save Nano for Blade. Are you ready for this? If you're waiting on a Nano Blade in an overtime situation where you have an advantage or at least an even fight, I would not do that. Because there's just no guarantee that they're going to survive that. Play to win, not play not to lose. That's what I always say. You got to play to win. That's a play to win moment. Did you hate when you try to Nano in a team fight and a Mercy swoops in and gets hit by it? I'm going to tell you right now, Nano confirmation is so nice. I hated it at first. Absolutely hated it because I couldn't get used to it. The moment I got used to Nano confirm, I barely miss a Nano and I'm able to do Nanos I wouldn't be able to normally do. For example, if I'm correct, say I put Nano on Sigma and then the Sigma LOSs me, as long as it's on confirm, I can still Nano them. I actually suggest the Nano confirm if you can get used to it. What you do is you hit the button first and then you choose the person and it shows you their icon so you know it's them. So it's under Hero and HUD. And it says, Nano Boost requires target confirmation, and then you turn it to on. Obviously, you're I think you're a little bit tilted there with the Genji going in. Again, that's solved by good pathing. And then you end up Nano in the Sigma anyway. Like, do you see what I mean? Great else by your team, but like, you end up Nano in the Sigma anyway, just a couple fights later, or a fight later. You could have done that on Cart and had the same results. And probably your Genji wins that, right? You said Nano, Lucio, Boostio is the best. Don't diss it. Hey, we ain't dissing it. We're saying that you won't accidentally do it. If you want to go and Nano your Lucio for some Boostio, you know, be my guest. Go for it. But if you don't want to, it prevents you from accidentally doing it, and that's the difference. Okay? I like the Nano myself one. It's a good option, and also gives me an extra peel. I think if you definitely like hit headshots a lot, then I can see the Ana crit one being really good. It's a playstyle preference, right? Everybody has different play styles. So. Yeah, the replays can get scuffed with that. I know. I wish it was a bit more consistent with it, but it is what it is. I'll show you the Nano confirmation thing after this game very quickly. We can add it to the video. I'll show you what I mean by it. That was just they made a good play. Your position was okay. Good play by the other team. Rough start for your team. Yes, this Ana defaults for the sleep one. I like the, I think I always, my way of describing the Ana perks is the sleep one's the sweaty one, where like, it makes sense in a professional setting, it can make sense there. The Ana grenade one is like a double, it's just fun. It's the arcadey fun one that's also sometimes used in pro play too. It's just a fun option, I love it. It's just super fun. Yeah. Right now, this is just a matter of, like, your team is on a different page. Like, you're trying to get to your team. No one's reset. You're getting snowballed. Yeah, exactly. Against a Doomfist or a Ball, the sleep one makes sense, right? Because you like, that can basically guarantee a kill. Damn, your team, you know, it feels like your team just never got proper footing on attack here. It felt like your team just, because it was 3-3, ran the cart over and over again and didn't play the same way as last time. So I feel as your team kind of just like started to struggle towards the end of that game and like it could have went a lot better. Sometimes it's just what happens, right? Anyway, let's talk a little bit about your play style. You talk about your DPS part. I think your balance between DPS and healing was fine. I actually, believe it or not, I think it was totally fine. I have no issues. I'm not upset about it. You know, I think you thought you were DPSing more than you were. I think this was a perfectly fine balance. You could actually probably do some more stuff, right? But what I would say is work on your positioning. I think your positioning has been like your major problem here. Is it feels like if you want to go into DPS mode, you also need to put yourselves in spots where you don't fall over. Does that make sense? If you position yourself better, all of this playstyle opens up even more. You have more vision of your teammates. You have more vision of where you can DPS. You don't get like rolled by a Reaper consistently because you're in the middle of your team. So I think what you need to do is you need to path better and you need to position yourself better. And when you do that, I think you're gonna become a much better, like Ana in general. Then your aim gets better because you have less to worry about. So that's it. Start with that. Your DPS healing balance was fine. Let's work on that positioning and you're gonna see good results. All right? You got this. You absolutely got this. Okay, I will show the nano confirm though, very quickly. I did mention I would do that. You see how it shows friendly bot here? See? Right? So you can see there's a timing. So when I go out of LOS, it's like a little bit of a timing. So what you can do is you can do this. So I go like this, and I hit the Alt button here. See? See how I'm out of LOS? And if you're in line of sight, it stays on them for a bit. See, it will eventually go away. But you have a little bit of a timing, right? So I'm like, okay, now I'm in a nano, right? Something I'll do is like my Genji's like, you know, okay, I want to do nano blade. So what I start to do is I have to prepare for it, right? I start to like, kind of be like, okay, let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready. And I'll kind of do this, and I'll right click, which you can cancel it. So like, you know, if I need to heal, I can do this. And it took me a while to get used to. right? Then the game's like, okay, I'm going in. I already have it ready to go. I've confirmed on them. They're good to go. It's a good thing to add. It takes a bit to get used to. It's going to feel weird at first, but I think overall it may be a better Ana. Because like I don't have to worry so much about people getting away in front of me when I can just like select my target and go. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all the YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. You want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. That's my Discord. That's where you do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. Also stream live on YouTube. So stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. And with that being said, hope you all have an amazing day/night.